Mountain West campaign is 2/3 complete, and Colorado State still sits unblemished at 12-0. Championship within sight, but still a lot to prove. Hi, everybody. Matthew Wozniak here at Moby Arena. Head coach Tom Hilbert is on assignment, so we're bringing in assistant coach Emily Heiser-Cohen. First of all, you had scary moments on the match. Took one right to the grill in warm-ups. You're looking good, though.
Thank you. Yeah, I got hit in warm-ups in the face with a serve, but our girls do it all the time with attacks, so I can handle a serve.
It's one of those just job requirements. You have to have a tough constitution. Okay, let's go back to how your team has performed thus far. For those who don't know, you're in charge mostly of defense, serve, receive. Is that right? Walk us through exactly what you do for the team on a game-by-game basis.
Yeah, I first call, I guess, serving zones and create a strategy for that. And then, we have different defensive formations that we call by color, and so I yell out different colors depending on where we think the ball is going to go. And me and Luke work together because he calls blocking assignments for that. So we try to coordinate the serving and blocking and defensive assignments.
Well, that leads us right into the first victory for Colorado State over this past week, a border war on Tuesday, 3-1. Now, we talk about serving, serve, receive. It was really CSU was in control of that match for the entirety, except for about a 6-point run where Wyoming was serving very, very tough. When you get a team like that, what kind of adjustments do you have to make to try and end those runs and keep them from being, boy, as terminal as that first set was?
Yeah, and we talk about that as a serve-receive team, that team scouting reports at this point are going to be, we're going to have to serve tough to take them out of system to try to get us to not set our middles. Mm-hmm. And so we have to learn to expect that we're not going to get these fluffy serves. And so we've talked about, where we start our serve-receive, I guess, ready position. Do we back up? Do we move up? Depending on which servers are back behind the line. And for us, it's all about managing the errors. Katie's a great setter, and so if we can get it high enough in the middle of the court, she can get there and better the ball into an almost perfect set location. So we just have to learn to not get aced, and that's been a big focus of last week and this week, that can be an improvement as we get ready for NCAA tournament time.
Yeah, one of the things that your team did very, very well in that Wyoming game was get to those middles, and we'll talk about why in just a minute. Kirstie Hill led the way with 16 kills and a double-double, 11 kills, 10 blocks for Pilian Hogard-Jensen, but that was a function of the passing. Did something that you see that just progressed as the match went on? You became more of a focus and you improved?
We've been talking with our passers a lot about getting Katie into certain positions on the court, and so we've noticed that there are high error environments for our middle when Katie gets backed up, and so can we pass to the dead center of the court rather than kind of where Katie's backing up? And we are flipping, Paulina and Kirstie between who's next to Katie and who's the M2, sure. And trying to see who really is the best behind the setter hitter. And so we're experimenting with that and trying to gather some more data as we move forward in our season.
Yep, Colorado State gets the win in the border war, then a short turnaround and another rivalry matchup against the Falcons of Air Force. At the 48th consecutive time Colorado State has knocked off Air Force, but this one was also tougher, and it goes into one of the things that the Falcons did to you. They served you really, really hard. Were you expecting that?
I think we expected it. I don't think we executed super well. I think it was one of our worst passing games of the year when you look at the average statistics and then how many times we got aced. Yeah. And so we did experiment with playing our freshman Maddie Fouts at libero for the first time this year. That's been something we've talked about, for a while, and we thought it was a game that would be good for her to get her feet wet in. And she did a great job. She didn't make any passing errors, and that's probably her biggest strength, is she hasn't made a lot of errors. Does she, pass the most perfect passes? No, not yet, but as we're figuring out how to manage the other team's points, that was big for us. So I thought she did a great job, and going forward, we're just going to have to keep playing with that to see which libero can sustain passing the best.
Yeah, and that's all what it's about. It's not that one is playing less and you're taking a jersey away from anybody. It's you have two very competent players back there, a sophomore and a freshman. You've got youth on your side too, but sometimes they make mistakes. So this is just going to be an ongoing thing for your squad?
Maybe, and we want to be consistent. I think I was a libero, so I think giving the libero confidence and letting them get in there and settle down and realize that one mistake isn't going to dictate whether they're coming in or out is going to be big for their youth. Yeah. Right? They're both a little sensitive about it because Amanda wasn't the libero last year and Maddie hasn't been the libero yet this year, and so that's big for us to give them confidence and try to find stability in it. But they both offer very different things and they're very good at different things. So depending on what team we're playing, we might have to decide that person's stronger at offering that.
Yeah. At Colorado State, as I mentioned, they've got a 4-game advantage atop the Mountain West with just 6 to play, so the championship is right there. Obviously, that comes with an NCAA tournament berth, postseason action. Final question for you, and I think you addressed it in just a little bit, but I want you to expand upon it. You're tinkering. you're not staying stagnant. You're not going, okay, we got this far with this lineup, we got this far, we're rolling people over, we've got a 12-match win streak, but you still want to do new things. Why do you want to do that?
I think it gives the team a perspective of wanting to compete and practice every day still. You know, if they get complacent that, oh, I'm a starter and I don't have to work hard anymore, or, you know, oh, this has been my role all year. And so we've challenged them with, you know, continuing to get better and play our best volleyball in December. And so, you know, doing the same thing over and over, there's some monotony in that, and we don't want them to just be okay with being who they are right now. We want them to want to get better every single day. And so I think keeping it fresh and making them have different lineups and challenging them to play different positions right now is good for their growth rather than just letting them stay stagnant right now.
Colorado State charging into the postseason. They're on a roll. They are here at Moby Arena this week. Matchups against Utah State and then this weekend. All the information is available at csurams.com. Coach, thanks.
Thanks.
That'll do it from here at Moby Arena, but still 2 more matches upcoming this week. Colorado State welcomes in Utah State on Thursday, and then the big matchup, it could be a clinching matchup against the Broncos of Boise State. You don't want to miss it. We'll see you back here. Get your tickets at csurams.com and come back next week for the recap of all the action. Thanks, folks.